Welcome to our next video about upgrading React Native versions. In this video, the first thing we're going to take a look at is how to easily change our NPM dependencies to get new versions, particularly of React Native. Then we're going to run the upgrade command in order to make sure all of our files are in sync with the new React Native version. Finally, we're going to talk about the importance of the release notes and keeping up with them. React Native moves at a very fast speed. There's new development going on all the time, and the upgrade cadence is that every 2 weeks there's a new build that's available. This can result in lots of new features being available, but also that you need to kind of keep up with the changes that are happening. Moving from version to version in React Native is pretty straightforward, but there are a couple tricks that you need to be aware of. Here I have an app called Old App, and if I look at this particular app, I can check out its package file, and I see that I'm using React Native version 28. But let's say that I wanted to upgrade it to React Native version 31, for example. To do that, the easiest thing to do is to edit the package file, and change it to the version that I want to upgrade to, and save. And let's remove the whole node modules folder, and then reinstall our npm modules. This will go and grab our version 31 runtime for React Native and install its necessary files. Now, depending on how big of a jump you're making between your React Native versions, you may also see that React Native has upgraded its peer dependency on React. In this case, it's wanting version 15.2.1. That's pretty easy to address. We'll go back to our package.json file and update that, save, and run npmi again to install the new version of React that we're now requiring. Great. Now our packages are in place, but there's one more key thing that we need to do. When React Native upgrades, it often happens that different files inside of the iOS or Android app packages also get upgraded or changed. In order to make sure that those also come along with the current version of React Native, we need to run a special command. That is React Native upgrade. React Native upgrade examines the files that it's in charge of, mostly in the iOS and Android folders, and looks for differences between what you have and what the current version has. It highlights those differences and allows us to choose what to do with it. In this case, we have a conflict in our Android app buck configuration file, which must have changed in between the versions of 0.28 and 0.31. We can press D for diff, and it shows us what has changed. We can accept the change and move on by pressing Y. And we notice that it's also gone ahead and created some new files for us as well. One other thing to mention is that there was a warning at the beginning saying to be sure to read the release notes and the breaking changes. This is important because occasionally there are things that the upgrader can't take care of for you that you need to go in and do manually. The release notes for the React Native project are great. If we copy that URL listed and go to it on the web, you can scroll through see everything that has changed. Occasionally, you'll see a breaking changes section, as in this version 0.29 release, where if you scroll down, it says under Android that there was a change in the application template, and here's the migration instruction. Sometimes the upgrader will be able to take care of this for you, but sometimes you'll need to go and do something by hand. So make sure that you do read through the release notes of every version that you upgrade through. Once you've finished the React Native upgrade, however, you're good to go and can continue on developing. Our next video is going to talk about some community resources that you might want to look into and how you can give back.